So in today's web dev tip, I'm quickly going to show you how you can connect to the droplet that we set up in yesterday's tutorial via SSH so that we're ready to actually start installing software and configuring our server. So this is the result of the setup from yesterday. So as you can see, we've got our droplet actually configured. So this is the server that will be hosting all of our project files. And what we're going to do is just connect to it. And we don't have this link to a domain at this point, so we do need to use the IP address, but we can just copy that onto our clipboard here. And with that copied, what we can now do is create an SSH connection so that we log on to the server and then switch our terminal to that context so that we can actually do work on that server. So if we just pop over to our terminal, and this should work on Windows as well, either on the Git command line tools, or I believe you can do this on PowerShell as well now. So we're just going to make an SSH connection here. So the command for that is simply just SSH. And the format of where we're actually connecting to is the username at a specific IP or domain. So we know what the IP address is because we just got that from DigitalOcean. And we need to know what user we're connecting as. And when a droplet is created at DigitalOcean, there's just one single user on the droplet, and that is the root user. So we just type in root at that IP address. And when we hit enter, we'll see this message for the first time that we connect, and it's just a warning message saying that do you trust this server, just to check that this is the correct place that you should be connecting to. So we just want to accept this warning message, and you do have to be quite specific. If you type yes or just hit enter, it tends to just ignore it. So if we type in yes and then hit enter, you should see that it gives us a message to say that we've just connected successfully with that fingerprint, and this is now us logged on to the DigitalOcean droplet, and with the Ubuntu software we get a little bit of a welcome message and some stats, but that is us pretty much connected to this server. So from here we can do everything that you would normally be able to do on a command line. So you can do things like ls and make new directories with make directory, for example. But what's going to be really important for us is to set up the software to host things like our API or our backend service, and also our front-end code as well. So when we're ready, we're going to be coming back and setting up that software. But first, we're going to go back to our project and actually get the API redirect and services working, and then we can start pushing that code up to our server. So that's it for this tutorial. Make sure you stay tuned for more web dev tips.